That tree? Oh, that tree.
That was already down.
Man. This is really poor situation. My fresh landscaping, a branch laid down squarely in the middle of it. The walnut tree is extremely sad. That's my most sad thing. Because that beautiful branch, that's what hangs and frames the driveway.
Speaking of the driveway, how are you gonna?
Dad's gonna clear out the branch by the front.
How did that tree survive? What mad is that tree?
I know. This is sad. This little branch, it framed our whole property. It's a, I don't know, 100-year-old tree. So I'm guessing this is probably the worst storm that's came through here in 100 years. We're so close to our first corn crop. See, there's ears, and then our tomatoes are probably wrecked too.
Is anything salvageable?
Wait,
it looks like the herbs are, like the basil
herbs
is okay.
are always good. They're good. Several flowers are good. The cucumbers are mostly good. I think the zucchini will come out of it. The watermelon's low enough, and the peppers. I just think probably the corn and the tomatoes are
like
beyond repair. It's sad. It just looks like a disaster out here. I've never seen anything like this. And now I'll show you the fence, Ruthie. More trees down here in the pasture. That one came up by its roots. I saw another one in the back pasture like that. This is a bummer. Our new fence is pretty damaged. Not something I expected to happen so fast. Actually, it's probably the first time this would have happened in the last 2.5 years.
So that's
I guess, yeah, pretty soon I'll go milk the cow, but
cool about that. Yeah, let me get this clear and then I'm gonna go run down and look at the road down here. I guess nothing about the power yet.
no.
I need to call and make sure that it's not our house.
Okay. Fence line is pretty much destroyed. Packing up all of our meat because we have a freezer full of pastured and grass-fed meat and the power is still out. All right, day 3 without electric and water. The dishes are piling up at this point. The laundry is piling up. The reason we haven't gone and gotten a generator at this point is everybody around us kept getting their power back, and so I've just kept thinking it would come on any minute. We thought it was gonna come on the first day. We definitely thought it was gonna come on the second day. And now I don't even know what to think about now, and now it's raining really hard and we need our sump pump. So we're gonna have to go get a generator this morning. It's also Monday, and so we spent all weekend cleaning. I will update you when it stops raining on the progress. The outside actually looks amazing, but now we have to get power so we can do the inside here. And my biggest concern is just getting the basement, getting the sump pump working. We already put our meat over in a freezer at my sister's house, so I'm not worried about that, but I have to milk onto the ground yesterday, and then I'm gonna do it again today and the day before, all day, 3 days of the power, because one, I don't have any water to clean her teats, and then two, I can't refrigerate the milk. And so if I'd known it was gonna go this long, we just would have gone and gotten a generator day one. But we've never had this happen. We've never gone more than just, you know, an hour or so before the electric company could fix it. So clearly I can now see why people do generators, because this is a hassle. So far it's mostly just been the weekend, we've been cleaning, it's just been inconvenient, and now it's turning into an actual issue. So we'll see what we can get figured out today. And then obviously part of me thinks, oh, they're just gonna turn it back on today, because I don't know who all else. I've been in my local town Facebook group posting to get a gauge on who also doesn't have power, to try to figure out if we're next. They brought in lots of workers from other states too. And so I think that they've been working around the clock. So I know that it's just, there's a massive amount of people without power. So hopefully once they all get theirs back on, we will too. I absolutely hate doing this, but Jerseys, they're bred to make so much milk that although I do have the calf on her full time, she makes too much, and we could risk her getting mastitis if we don't milk her out every morning. And I don't have a way to refrigerate this milk, so I take it. And we don't have pigs. I gave it to the cats a couple days, but now I'm just over it. Well, we got the generator. When we turned it on, when it started pumping, it pumped stuff from the sewer up through our sink. So now we have about 15 different problems to deal with, and we don't really know even how to deal with any of them. So we'll figure it out, but all my cabinets are full of water. I'm almost out of towels. I have no washer, and so I know that by the time this video ends and it's out on YouTube, this will all be fixed. But at the moment, we are more than annoyed. Had a unique opportunity to get the meat freezer clean before we go get the meat back from my sister's house. All right, update. I've been a very, very bad vlogger because we were so busy once the power came back on and we pumped out the basement and we finally troubleshooted the issue. We realized that the sink was basically with the septic hooked into the same thing as the basement, which hasn't really been a problem except for whenever the basement was full of water because the sump pump wasn't working. And so once we were trying to pump that out, it was a mess. But this did give me a really good opportunity. I actually took my grain mill out of the bottom cabinet, cleaned it up really well. We have a little drawer that has water bottles. I cleaned every one of those. I washed every towel and apron. Basically, because all the water flowed into everything, this kind of forced me to do that. But everything is so clean, so I guess that's good. It just took us the entire day. I also have an extremely clean refrigerator and freezer because we had brought all the meat over to my sister's house, and so at that time I just cleaned everything out top to bottom. We actually also ordered some groceries because as you can see it's pretty bare. We already needed groceries before all of this, and then I also didn't give all of the condiments to my sister, so some of them were fine, some of them I deemed unacceptable, I guess, at this point. And so starting fresh with a few things and a nice clean fridge, I actually have groceries. I'm getting them tonight. And then also by tomorrow, I will have milk coming again at about, I think about a gallon a day. So we'll fill that back up in the fridge too. Nice clean freezer. I've never pulled everything out of here. So I realized that I just, you know, as I get meat, I put it in here. And so now that it was all out and I had an opportunity to start fresh, I put all of my chicken, like breast and legs, all of those kind of cuts down here. And then I put a little section of, this is just bacon and sausage. My aunt gave me a turkey recently, so that's in there. I have a little bit of deer left, a little bit more pork, and then I have all of these whole chickens that I got from Azure Standard on top. And yay, it's just looking so clean and organized. This is something that we're keeping from our beehives that we don't need just yet, so we're keeping it in the freezer with all of the goodness on it. So feeling a lot better about this day. So now not only is the power on, not only is all the laundry done, dishes done, everything is finally clean, but some things that I don't usually get to are clean as well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little tour of the outside and what we've done to completely clean it up. It actually got cleaner a lot more quickly than I even expected. You can see here, this gas line, it was hit by the tree and pulled down, and we had the gas company come out today and they said it was just fine, so I guess it's gonna be like that now. I don't know, we'll have to fix that. But nothing's leaking, so that's good. And then I was so surprised, if you saw the before, there was a huge limb, the same one that destroyed this, covering all of my brand new plants. But whenever I went to lift that off, they all just kind of sprung back up. And they don't look great because they're rained in, and we are getting new gutters because the gutters were ripped off the back of the house. But I really think that they're all gonna make it, honestly. I am so surprised. I thought it was a full loss whenever I saw that. Okay, so here's the front. You saw how this looked. Amazingly, it's just all clean. With the help of a bunch of family, we are back in business. Pretty walnut. I wish it was not stacked in this lovely pile here. I wish it was attached right there on this beautiful limb that framed the driveway. But I can't choose what kind of storms come through our property. And so I told Luke that I just want to leave it here for a while because it's such a pretty wood. We can just let it dry out. We have most of our wood stacked in the barn, but maybe this will just stay here. Now, insurance will be covering, or at least I hope, we have an adjuster coming. You can see the top there, the limb destroyed those gutters, and then it peeled down these. We honestly needed new gutters, but now we really need new gutters. And then you can see we cut up the wood. That destroyed that. Power company removed it off this line, which is why we have power now. I'm not sure yet if this roof is damaged. I kind of think it might be, but I'm really not sure how that works because we weren't wanting to replace the whole roof. And I don't, obviously it wouldn't match. We will see. I don't know if the insurance will cover much more. The back is all cleaned up. I just really thought it would take longer. And then our trampoline is pretty much destroyed, so that's just gonna have to, I don't know, I guess I don't think there's any repair for it, so we're gonna have to do that. And then unfortunately, of course, insurance isn't going to cover the fence because we didn't insure that, so we will have to restretch this line and then the one over by the blue cottage. Here's the wood from the catalpa tree, and the tree is still standing, supporting the swing. Hopefully it is strong enough. This branch seems to be okay. Luke thinks this tree will live through it. It is severely damaged, and you can see all of the branches that we're gonna have to hire a tree trimmer to come down and still take down, because we got what was easily accessible, or even not super easy, but but there's still a lot hanging out up there. So we can't let the kids out during any windstorms until that's taken care of. Now we still have at least 4 uprooted trees throughout the property, but most of them are in the pasture. There's 2 up here and there's 2 in the back. You can see one way over there, maybe, possibly. And so obviously we have to cut those up and stack them and all that, but they're not urgent because they're not in our way. Mostly just the stuff in the yard was the priority. And then we still have some huge limbs up here in this walnut that have to come down, but Luke can't get to them. I mean, I can't even describe how tall that is. So we'll have to hire someone for that as well. Luke said that this actually inspired him to want to clear more of these backwoods, which I love because I've been wanting to do that forever. Because we lost a big tree back here and it lets in all this light that we really didn't even realize we were missing. And now we're thinking about what the view might be like if we clear a large majority of what's in this back pasture and actually help it to become a pasture. So we'll see, because that's going to be a big job, but that's something that we might be interested in doing now and even sooner because of the result of seeing so much light here. All right, well, thank you so much for following along on our crazy, crazy weekend. Now that everything is back to normal, you can join us for 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by our farmhouse.